stay here with you. You are a ranger, so I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky man. 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 I am a lucky man.
SPU, welcome to the show for everyone. This is Saturday's for Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and you already know how we do it here every Saturday. We talk all things love, marriage, and wedding vibes. The sweet and the spicy parts that comes after saying I do. And I'm your host today, Marysyntia Hangeior, together with.
Yes, good morning. My name is Clement Sampson.
And now today is chapter marriage. This one that it's one that plenty of couples can actually relate to. That's troublesome in-laws. We are talking about troublesome in-laws today. You know, some in-laws are a blessing. Others, let's just say, they test your patience. So the big question is, how do you handle a troublesome in-law? How do you handle a troublesome in-law? Do you fire back or just stay peaceful? And the number to call is 090 3648 5868. That's 090 3648 5868. Remember, the question is, how do you handle a troublesome in-law? Do you fire back as they're giving you, or do you just stay peaceful? And we are going to start with Clement, obviously. So tell us, how would you handle a troublesome in-law?
So whether to fire back with the or like to give back with the
Yes, like would you give them back their trouble, or would you just try to make peace and all of that? Because you know how it is now. Sometimes you're just on people are just unfortunate to have in-laws that just want trouble. They're never satisfied with what you do and all of that. They always find fault and intentionally try to like set you up. So how would you handle a troublesome in-law? Would you like give them back what they're serving you? If they're looking for trouble, you give them trouble, or would you just be constantly trying to make peace and staying peaceful?
Now that I will not explicitly say here what I would do though. Okay, but this is let me just say something here, right? Now, the typical human nature is the abuse of diplomacy, right? We've seen wars happen regardless of the other side conceding a lot, okay, allowing a lot of nonsense to happen, okay, suffering themselves just so that peace would reign, and still the conflict still happened, right? So we've seen that happen. So it's a typical human nature, okay, for you who's trying to be diplomatic, okay, who's trying to be nice, who's trying to keep the peace, okay, for you to be stomped on. Do you understand? And be looked at as weak. So, well, if you keep ceding ground, you keep letting things pass, there's a high chance that you keep getting trampled on. Okay, so experience has shown us also that to keep the I think somebody said to keep the peace, you have to prepare for war. Do you understand? So in essence, I'm just saying, well, I'm not saying this is me. I'm just saying there are these people who will tell you that it is best for them to push back. Okay, it's best for them to push back and to not let things continue to go the way it's presently going, so that they will not be overruled. Okay, just be ridden off like a horse. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So they would rather that if they keep being, and you see now our African tradition is one that respects, that preaches or puts respect of in-laws as a very important thing. And that's a good thing. Okay, it's a very good thing. I love that about the average African culture.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a good thing. You ought to, as far as I'm concerned, you ought to respect your in-laws. You ought to treat them with deference. Okay.
Sure.
With respect.
Okay.
Okay, but then also it doesn't mean that respect should then be looked at as a weakness, right? I think it's a personal decision to put your head down and hold your in-laws in high esteem.
Okay.
But allowing that to be looked at as weakness and allowing that to be abused, it's not good at all. And though I haven't said where I stand though. Okay, what I would do.
I'm sure we'll come to that, and you will eventually say what you would do. Should we expect that you tell us what you would do if you are in that situation?
I will not say that, and I will cover myself with a cloak of the fact that I am not even, I'm not even married. I don't even have.
But we are prepared. You are going to prepare for that. So one day you might be in that situation.
Until that time.
All right. It's Saturdays for weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about troublesome in-laws. And the question is, how would you handle troublesome in-laws? Would you just push back, fire back, or would you stay peaceful and try to make peace? And the number to call is 090 3648 5868. That's 090 3648 5868. You know those situations where your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, your brother-in-law, whoever, your sisters-in-law are just giving you problem for no reason. Sometimes it's really no reason. That's why we say troublesome, and they just keep getting on your nerves, trying to make you be bad at all miss. If you are in that situation, how would you handle it? Would you fire back or would you stay peaceful? Hello?
Hello, good morning, Mary and Clement.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'll definitely do that. I am Engineer Sunday Akpa, calling from North Bank, Makodi.
All right, Engineer Sunday. How would you handle troublesome in-laws?
There's a popular saying that silence is the best answer to a fool.
Okay.
And do my thing. Let me say this. The issue they are talking about is usually prevalent with the female gender.
Okay.
Because they have a mindset. The girls in marriage, the daughters-in-law, they have a mindset. Whether it's old wives' tales, I don't know. They have a mindset that mothers-in-law are always at their nerves. And they forget that tomorrow they will also be mother-in-laws. The vicious cycle.
Okay.
So remember, somebody gave birth to somebody, brought him up, to tender him, nurtured him to maturity, then he now gets married. How we, at the study, we want to bring perseverance. That person shouldn't be really attached to his brother at all. That's what many ladies do, and they cause problem because they have a mindset. I heard somebody before that when one man approached a lady that wanted to marry her, he asked him to have a dog. He said, no, I don't have a dog. What of your mother? The mother don't like. You can imagine that kind of mindset. So when you enter with that kind of mindset, they are already prepared for war. So even if they don't do you any evil, you imagine that they're giving you trouble. So advice would be couples to just remember that in African setting, you are married to the community, you are married to each other, and the two families have become one. It's a good thing. So if you humble yourself and obey, the laws of marriage, the creator of marriage, God is the blueprint is there. If everybody wants to imbibe it, seriously, there will be no trouble.
All right.
I don't doubt the fact that some people are troublesome by nature.
True.
Bring trouble by nature, even if you want to do good. In that case, I will just keep quiet. When you do and you are tired, you just rest. When you begin to answers of people, they will feel big. When you neglect people,
Mm.
people are bury their head in shame. But the advice generally is that there's a popular saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, move with people. So
Okay.
it's good to carry people along so that you can go far in your marriage.
All
Okay.
right, all right. Thank you very much for calling in to contribute. We heard from Engineer Sunday, and he says sometimes it's not always the fault of the in-laws. Sometimes the daughter-in-law, he said it's mostly the females, but let's apply it to both because it could be anybody. Like the couples themselves could come into the marriage without mindset, okay, in-laws are always troublesome, so like they're just ready to fight. So if you come in with that mindset, it's more like you're already setting the ground for something that
Yeah.
would have not been there at all if you are not even thinking about it. So what do you think? How would you handle troublesome in-laws? And the number to call is 090 3648 5868. That's 090 3648 5868. Would you fire back if your in-laws are giving you too much wahala, or would you stay peaceful and just try to make peace with them? We'll see it in movies. So with all this, it's mostly mother-in-laws that we see in movies that are always troublesome and all of that. And then sometimes the daughter-in-law will be trying to like appease her and then just try to like make peace. But for some people, it's fire back.
Now,
So
thank God you even mentioned movies that we see them in movies. The way they are being portrayed in movies, in-laws are being portrayed in movies. They are portrayed mostly as troublesome, right?
but it's not just movies, so
Yeah, and in fact, the fact that it comes up on movies, it means it's a lesson taken from real life and then portrayed in movies. Okay, it happens, truly, it does happen. But then the unfortunate thing, it becomes like Engineer Sunday pointed out, when people then go into marriages without an open mind, right? They just go in with an expectation that there will be trouble. So, and I've heard that plenty times. I've just simple conversations up and down, okay, with friends, okay, regardless of the gender, and I've picked this instance when, from the way the lady or the guy is talking, you just know that this person is saying that he's ready for war. Once he gets married, he's ready for war with his mother-in-law. They will not explicitly say that, but you can deduce that.
Be able to tell from the kind of things that you say.
Yeah. So instead of going into marriages with an open mind, without one kind of bias towards certain expectation of a certain type of behavior, the problem with that thing is you begin to even see issues where there ought to have been none.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because you've already conditioned your mind. Okay, so for example, one of your brothers-in-law comes to your house. Okay, now let me just use this now. In this case now is it's the man, right?
Okay.
The husband, so that somebody would not come and say I'm
Yeah, we
attacking
get
the
you. We
females.
get you. Go
Good.
on.
So let's assume now that it's the husband now, right? And then he had come into marriage with that mindset that in-laws will be troublesome. They will always be troublesome. And then he has come prepared, ready for war. Then one of his brothers-in-law, his wife's younger brother now comes around. And then the boy, eats and then forgets to do the dishes. He forgets to do the dishes, right? And then that thing, because the husband in this case had put it in his mind that in-laws, if you keep quiet, they will ride you, they will overrule you. He just sees that innocent mistake as that's
That
one.
overprotective
This boy now has
mode
come into
just
my
comes.
house. Yes, he has come into my house now to show me that his sister too owns this house, so he can do anyhow he wants, right? But it's also possible that this guy just made a mistake. He just forgot. Right? He just forgot. But that would be the husband now reading huge meanings out of one very little thing. So
I get that.
The same thing could also be turned around. It could be the woman also. right? Just seeing that little thing, and then she feels like this guy now has come to my house. Now he won't come show now say, now your brother and I own this house now. Won't come tell me now say, as per my brother and I marry you for this house. Me too, I can do anyhow. Like, do you understand?
Yeah, I get that.
But it's possible that this guy just forgot, right? It was just something that slipped his mind, right? But then because you don't come into the marriage with one kind mindset, say, na fight to, na fire for fire. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You need to read meanings.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes. All right. It's Saturdays for weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about troublesome in-laws. And the question is, if you had a troublesome in-law, how would you deal with a troublesome in-law? Would you try to fight back, like fire back, as they give you trouble, you give back, or would you remain peaceful and try to make peace? And the number to call is 090 3648 5868. That's 090 3648 5868. How would you handle a troublesome in-law? Are you paying back if they give you if they try any nonsense with you? Are you also taking nonsense back to them, or would you try to appease them and just kind of make peace with them? Now, all right, let me ask you something, Clement. From your own observation, which in-law tends to like cause more trouble, or is there more trouble with, some people say it's mostly the mother-in-laws, some will say it's mostly the father-in-laws, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. From your own observation, like looking at things generally, who do you think these troubles always come from, or mostly comes from?
And I'm not going to say these as any form of bias, right? But purely out of observation. I'm a human being, like I've lived with people up and down.
I get that,
right?
Yes,
I've seen that these issues, they come mostly from the mothers-in-law or the sisters-in-law. Way more. We've seen instances when brothers-in-law came in and attacked their sister's husband. Yes, I've even heard the husband and wife, they were arguing, right? They had this issue, they were arguing, and then next thing I heard was the husband telling his wife that if you like, go and call your brothers, I am ready for them. Do you understand that?
yes.
Jesus, now that's an example of somebody who already had the mindset that there will always be problem from in-laws.
And they are just ready to fight.
Yes,
and
even when the situation does not even call for some level of in-law back and forth fight like that. Their husband, for example, now is already calling for one. Do you understand? But that's just one of the few instances I've seen of a man, right, seeming to want to cause issue, and the instances where brothers-in-law came in, okay, to cause trouble in their sister's household, okay, attacking the husband. There are few compared to seeing mothers-in-law come into the house and how do I put it? Mothers-in-law from the husband's side coming into the house to disturb the wife, right? And then also mothers-in-law from the wife's place coming in to teach their daughter, right, on how to handle this very stubborn man. Do you understand? I've seen instances of this one.
All right.
The problem comes more from the female side, based on my observation. It's not like I'm just coming here.
Yes, I get that.
Do a male versus female fight. No.
I get that.
It's not about. I understand. Yes, we do have that little rivalry between males and females.
Let's take this call. Hello,
good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Emmanuel from North Bank.
All right, Emmanuel, how would you handle a troublesome in-law? Like, would you try to like push back, fire back, and all of that, or would you try to make peace with them?
Depends on the situation. Actually, I will try to make peace.
Okay, you try to make peace.
If it goes overboard, I think violence will be applied.
Violence will be applied.
Yes, like in what form? Tell us, Emmanuel. Like, How would you do that? So you wouldn't go carrying bottles around and machete?
No, not bottles,
Okay.
not bottles actually. But
Okay.
if I play the peaceful card and it's not working, I think I'll go the other way around.
Okay. All right. Let's just assume we understand
Okay,
Emmanuel's
Emmanuel.
the other way around. Thank you very much for calling in to contribute. Well, we heard from him, and he said first he would try to make it peaceful, and if it doesn't work, he will go the other way around. And I hope the other way around is actually safe. And
It could be getting into the same shouting match, okay, with them as well.
yeah.
Right? They come and they accuse him of a lot of things that he feels are unfair. And then if that's the case, well, he had tried to explain himself. It's not what you people think. And then eventually he would then be like, so you people keep talking about this thing. So do you guys think you're all saints? What about those ones that you guys did up and do you understand?
Yes,
Just meeting them at the same level.
and you hear in-laws, then we start saying you have started growing wings, you have started having mind, and then all of that.
Yeah, so
All
so
right.
in Emmanuel's case, he would come off diplomatically, right?
Okay.
He would come
let's
off.
let's
start things
assume that's
nice.
what the other way round means.
No. As in, he would start by being nice, right? And then eventually, if Mr. Nice Guy is not working for him, then he would step up and be
Why
like
do I
them.
feel like that's your own choice? The way you're defending it, like you actually had it in
No, but
mind.
then also we're just sampling these opinions so far. Remember that engineer Sunday called and he said he would also play Mr. Nice Guy initially, and then eventually, if it's not working out, then he would just keep them silent and not even talk to them, like giving silence being the best answer for a fool.
All right. So you too can call in to be part of this show. If you reach out to us on 090 36 48 5868. That's 090 36 485868. And the question is, how would you handle a troublesome in-law? Would you try to fight back, like push back, or would you constantly try to appease them and make peace? And remember, the number to call was 090 3648 5868. You see some homes where it's more like people keep having issues with their in-laws, whether mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever in-law they are talking about. And you see some people, in some couples, who try to fight back and try to defend themselves. Meanwhile, there are some people who believe it's better for you to just keep quiet, and at some point maybe your in-laws will get to see that you're a good person and then just accept
Just leave
you
you alone
and just
now.
leave you alone and all of that. But it works differently for everyone. In some cases it might work for you if you try to be calm, but for others it's more like it's survival. So you just have to fight back, push back, and get your ground. So how do you handle a troublesome in-law? All right.
Unfortunately, this whole thing. So a lot of times, these conflicts between in-laws, right, is born out of trivial things. Do you understand?
Okay.
Now, I've seen this one happen. Yeah, I've seen this one happen. I've heard this accusation from some in-laws at their brother, right? Now this is something that I know actually happened. Like, this is the person I'm talking about here is close to me. Okay, now some men lead very, very busy lives.
Okay.
They lead very, very busy lives. That regardless of it all, if they were calling you a lot, if they were calling their siblings or their mothers and fathers multiple times in a month, let's say in a month they would have called their mom and their father 10 times each in a month, right? At some stage. But then by the time they start their families and they then start having their children, right? Family life becomes there. It comes in for them.
Okay.
They start dealing with feeding an entire family, paying school fees, trying to
They
see
just
how they
get
can
more
empower their wives, right?
responsibilities.
Yeah, responsibilities pile up, and then they could start genuinely forgetting to call, or just feel like let me conserve resources at this point. Okay, because priorities have shifted. You have to face it. Priorities would have shifted at that point, right? So instead of calling their fathers and mothers up to 10 times in a month, now they could shrink it down to like 3 times in a month. Yes, because they have family issues to deal with.
Yes,
Their kids, their first family, right? Or their immediate family to deal with. Okay, now in this case, it so happened that, and then also not forget about welfare checks. Also, let's add the part of sending financial resources to parents, to siblings. Okay, it could be scaled back because now they also have their kids. Okay,
and funny enough, I actually saw something like that recently, where a lady was complaining that her husband was busy taking care of sending financial support to his family members and all of that behind her back. So is that something she should forgive or not? And I've seen something related to what you're talking about now, and that actually brought issues for them.
Now that, to me, as far as I'm concerned, that should not even have been an issue. You see, people have different temperaments. People have very different ways of dealing with something, and a lot of like a lot of times it could be them just overreacting. Okay, now based on her temperament, she might be overreacting there. She might be imagining things like, I mean, this man came from a family. I mean, he had his siblings before he started a family with you. And I'm not saying that he should prioritize them over you, and but then he should be able to strike a balance, right? So you have to understand that he's probably just striking a balance there, and probably based on some precedents, right? Maybe there had been times when he tried to be transparent and said, I want to send this money to my mom or this and that, and maybe the lady then said, nah, this is too much now, like that kind. So she talked him out of giving resource that he was comfortable giving out, and then he then felt like, this one like this now, I'd rather not tell her that. So that shouldn't have even been an issue in the first place. I mean, well, the point I was initially driving at is the fact that eventually now this man whom I know personally, his brothers and his sisters and his mother as well too, and well, unfortunately, as I got to know his father as well too, fathers they join in creating these problems as well too, but they are not as plenty as females.
I get
creating the problems. And also in this man's case, his brothers also joined in the game, which was not really the norm, but in that case it happened. Okay, so his entire family was involved in this whole thing, and they were telling him that you used to be these, you used to show up for these, you used to assist us with these, but ever since you got married to this your wife, right, ever since you got married to this your wife, now you've changed.
Okay,
do you understand? Now this is them forgetting that it's not really that. Okay, it's not really that. This guy has everyday issues he deals with. Okay, and of course he has a responsibility to his immediate family.
Okay,
do you understand? So what I'm trying to drive at is the fact that a lot of these issues that come up, okay, between in-laws, they are usually trivial things that they just, because of some stereotypes they had about in-law relationship, feeling like in-laws, they must give you problems, so get ready, right? That's a stereotype. It's not really backed by facts.
Okay.
You need to first of all have mingled with your in-laws, understood them, and see what they are capable of. Not every in-laws must give you problems.
True.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So you might end up creating problems when really there would not have been any.
Okay.
Do you understand? Just because you had this mindset that problems will come, so get ready. So you begin to see rats running around where there are none, right?
Right. If you have just joined us, it's Saturdays are for weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about troublesome in-laws, those in-laws that will just bring wahala, whether you're a peaceful person or not. And the question is, how would you handle a troublesome in-law? And the number to call is 090 3648 5868. That's 090 36485868. If you had a troublesome in-law, would you be giving them back the same energy they're giving to you? If they're giving you trouble, would you give them trouble back? Or would you remain peaceful, try to appease them and just make peace with them? And remember, it's not only mother-in-laws that always have these issues. It could be brother-in-laws, it could be sister-in-laws, father-in-laws, to everyone. There's nobody that is left out. So if you've been in a situation like that, you can call in and tell us how you dealt with it. And even if you have not been in that situation yet, or maybe you might never be, you can still call in and share with us how you would handle a troublesome in-law. All right, so Clement, have you been in... Let's take this call first. Hello? Okay, and definitely do not call in as a joke. Yes. Why do we have to say that every day? And okay, so I wanted to ask, have you been in like that situation very closely, where you were able, like someone did not tell you, you were able to see that an in-law like had personal issues, or was just troublesome towards their daughter-in-law or son-in-law or sister-in-law, something like that? Have you ever witnessed that situation closely before?
Okay, well, no, I haven't. But by the way, you two can also call us and share your experience. Okay, 09036485868, and it is the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM.
It's Saturdays of WEDDiNGS, guys.
Sure thing. So troublesome in-laws, how do you treat them? Okay, now we've heard from, I think, Emmanuel, right? And Emmanuel said he would be Mr. Nice Guy.
Peaceful first.
Yeah, peaceful first, and then eventually
the other way around.
Yes, he would then step up and match their energy. Okay, then Engineer Sunday said he would be...
Let's take this call. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, back to what I was talking about. So Engineer Sunday, he said he would also play nice, and then eventually, if it's not working out, he would just, go silent and just keep everybody mute. Just keep them silent and not even be responding to whatever they might be doing that might be uncomfortable.
And let's not forget that he actually mentioned something that is not always the in-laws' fault. Like, it's not always that the in-laws are troublesome. It's sometimes it's the mindset, like you also said, it's the mindset of one of the couple. Like they just came ready because of what they have heard, what they have seen with other people and all of that. So they just come with that mindset, like whatever is going to happen, like I'm ready for it. I'm going to show you that I am not a soft person, or I'm not this and all of that.
People have to bear it in mind. People have to bear it in mind that they I think I started by saying that respect for in-laws, right, is crucial to our African culture. And then also, thankfully, one of our callers called and also affirmed that when he said that when you get married, you're not just getting married to the person between you got married to, right? You also, like, you were joining a family. That's why we are called sisters, brothers, fathers, mothers-in-law, right? So legally they have become your family.
Yes,
right? They've also become your family. So marriage binds you and them. So the same way what this means is the same way you would treat your parents, your biological parents, okay? The same level of respect you would accord them would be the same you would accord to your fathers and mothers-in-law as well too. Same way, same level of love and respect you give to your siblings. It's the same you should also give to your sisters and brothers-in-law as well too. Okay, that's what it means. So respect and deep understanding and real affection also you should also give same.
Okay.
Okay, now when you be if you would not give the same level of respect, okay, to your in-laws, then it means you also would not have respected your parents as well too.
Some
Like, if you
people start
don't,
disrespecting even from there before they even move to another house.
So-
So like,
so if you don't respect your parents now, or your well, funny enough, it happens in this way whereby somebody is so disrespectful to their parents, right, and then very respectful to their in-laws. Now, because, and sorry again, no, but this is more like a female thing.
okay.
It's more like a female thing because they feel like the in-laws are powerful, that the in-laws can influence their son, right, to make the marriage miserable for her. So rather keep the peace with your in-laws than the peace with your parents.
How do people even possess such abilities to be able to switch up? Like, you're a different person with one family, you're a different person with another family. I always find that confusing because, like, is it that easy to just switch personality? And for how long, Seth?
It is strange though. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that at all.
Okay.
So, however, you can also call us on 090-3648-5868.
Hello.
Hello, yes, Marysyntia Clement, that's from the Babak online.
All right. So tell us what you have to add.
Yes, I'm always interested in issues regarding marriage because, if there is peace in the home, there will be peace in the world. Actually, marriage is created by God, and we can create and increase the world population through marriage. So it's a very important institution. They say in my language that there are 3 places where you are in trouble, where you run to be safe. 1, your father's house. 2, mother's house. 3, your in-laws' place. These 3 places, if you run, you are in trouble, you run to that place, they will protect you.
Okay.
So if you have problem with your in-laws, that means that place is no longer safe for you.
Okay.
I want to say that these troublesome in-laws they are talking, most of the issues are engendered by the couple themselves.
Okay.
Yes, couple themselves. If the 2 of you that are married as one, and the Bible says, so shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his father, they become one body, one flesh. I say versa. If you do it like that, you will not allow any external force to destabilize your home.
Okay.
But where everybody is tied to his parents' apron string, you have a different agenda. If I used to give one example that in hotel and catering management, there is something they call marrying together, or 2 ingredients and marinated together. I'll give you an example so that people can hear and learn. If you want to make a product and you have 2 ingredients of distinct taste, when you mix them together properly and the product is formed and the new product has a different state, different from the other individual ingredients, they say you have married those ingredients together. That is marriage. I mean, the 2 ingredients have lost their initial identities. But there is also a product you can make. The 2 products, the 2 ingredients, when you put them together, new product will still maintain the distinct taste of the ingredients. You are not married them, you are marinated them. So in many homes, couples are marinated instead of being married. If you are married, you are no longer 2 people, you are one. So your secrecy, your mannerism, everything should be the same. Your in-law and your parents too, and vice versa. And again, if you are sending, let's say you are a man, you want to send things to your in-law, you are the one, you will send your wife. Even if your wife is bringing the money, you will say it's my husband that is. You are doing it to the husband place. You say, my wife say I should give you. And you create that kind of bond and love. And then, in fact, in marriage, there's no I again. We. So when your parents or your in-laws know that their daughter or their son, they are naturally cling to each other, and they cannot come in there. You are the only one that will create an emotion my husband is doing this, he's doing this to me, he's beating me. When you are reporting, you are creating an avenue. If you don't report your wife, your in-laws, they don't have anything. Your mother to go and say, Papa. What I want to say, Mommy, I love you, but you have a boundary, you know?
Yeah.
There are some men, their brother can come and beat their wife. What kind of nonsense is that? Whether you are my elder brother or not, you cannot come and touch my wife.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm.
And then you are my wife, then your brother will come and harass me. So it can't happen now. I'm telling you this. I've been married for so many years.
Okay.
We have been loving each other together. My in-laws are my parents.
Mm.
My parents are my wife's parents. That's how it is. They
Okay.
love us. We love them.
Mm.
So that children from both sides, they come to her, we bring them up at that
Okay.
night.
All
It is
right.
possible and it is doable.
Yeah.
So the couple themselves have an assignment to do. They don't create an avenue for people to interfere in their relationship.
All right. Sure thing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Engineer
very
Sandy.
much, sir. All right, we heard from Engineer Sunday, and the question is, how would you handle troublesome in-laws? And the number to call remains 090-3648-5868. That's 090-3648-5868. You can call in and share with us how you would handle a troublesome in-law. Would you try to fight them back, or would you try to make peace with them? And Engineer Sunday spoke a lot, and he went deeper into the whole marriage setting. He said some of those things is actually from the couple themselves, like allowing their in-laws, or should I say
Their family.
yes,
right?
their family to influence the marriage too much. If your mom does something and it gets too much to a point that it makes your wife uncomfortable, you're telling her, Mommy, or I love you, the same way he puts it, I love you, but then what you're doing is actually affecting my wife too much, or things like that. And that makes a lot of sense to me, Clement.
Now, it does make a whole lot of sense, right? Now, what he said, okay, about allowing external forces, okay, talking about your family, your original family coming in and influencing your marriage for you, right? Now, there I also know of somebody like that who eventually his brothers were telling him that your wife, she's controlling you too much. She's controlling you too much. And do you know, they gave him a suggestion. They told him that he should resign from his job and move his family back home. That the fact that he was living out there, okay, in Lagos as of then, the fact that he was living out there in Lagos with his family, okay, he made his wife to be growing wings and controlling him and keeping him away from the family.
That very line that destroys marriages. Your wife is growing wings and all of that. That very line that most people, I wonder what they actually mean when they say your wife is growing wings, or your husband is now becoming this or that. I don't know what is the actual intention of people who actually bring that message to a couple.
So they were telling him that bring your family home, okay, bring them close. Even your children, she has started turning their heads against you. So bring them home. Let us contain them for you. Do you understand? And now this was something that this man in question allowed himself to fall for. Yes, he took his family. He left his job. This is somebody whom I know. He left his job and relocated his family down home. Okay, and they were living in the same compound as two of his siblings with their own families. Do you understand? Okay, so in this case, this is a situation where a member of one of the couple, right, allows external forces to come in and skew everything for him, or skew everything for them, both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiling things. So yes, truly, troublesome in-laws. Sometimes they cannot even succeed to be troublesome. Okay, they would, a lot of times they would not have successfully be troublesome if one person, okay, of the couple did not even either allow
You not give them
allow
face and they'll just get tired.
Mhm. Or encourage them, okay, by saying, "Men can't help me fight this man. This man they do this, me this and that. Or men can't help me fight this woman. This woman, you get what you should they do this and that. Do you understand? So you either open the door and let it come, or you initiate problems. That's like in the case of somebody just assuming that when you enter marriage, tie your wrapper well. Now fight you they going. I've actually heard a lady say this, that if you want marry, tie your wrapper well. Now fight you they go fight. A lady said this. I heard this.
I think most people who make comments like that, they are talking from their own experience or things that they have observed around them.
Like you go.
And then innocent people will just carry it and apply it to their own marriages, forgetting that it's actually different for everyone else. Like it's different for everybody. So if you take the experiences of other people and directly apply it to your own marriage. Hello.
Good morning, gentlemen and lady in the studio.
Good morning.
You're
Tell us your
welcome on
name
board.
and where you're calling from.
My name is Mr. Emmanuel. I'm coming from Yerwata.
Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, how would you handle a troublesome in-law?
Well, before I go ahead to talk about my perspective, I want to appreciate both of you in the studio. Particularly your main counterpart. He has spoken well. And he is speaking well. The caller that I listened to, Mr. Engineer Sunday, right? They are spoken well. And I look at it from everybody is presenting his or her perspective based on their experiences or based on their background and or what they have learned or what they think should be.
Okay.
Based on having a level playing ground, how things should be. But I want to come from the perspective that marriage is one of the most complex things one can think about. Just as human being is the most complex being you can think about, because God has given us the ability to think, the ability to reason, the ability to do things in different ways, either negative or positive.
Yeah.
Now, since it's one of the most complex things, if things are not on that normal circumstance, because a man may be good, a woman may not be good, because good or bad, we know what the society regards as being good or being bad now. Now, you are a man, you have been trying your best to make sure that no third party interfere in your marriage issue. You try the best, but when the lady or your wife is not cooperating, is not looking at it from the same perspective, you keep on trying. You know, there is no guarantee that the wife will succumb or the wife will start behaving the way you want her to be.
Okay.
Now, that aside, that is a little bit deviated from the question you asked. So the question you ask now, how will I handle a troublesome in-law? When you say in-law, it can be mother-in-law, it can be father-in-law from your side or from the opposite side. Now, from my personal experience, a mother-in-law who usually influence the wife in a negative from a negative angle, negative to me as a person, but may be positive to her.
Okay.
But as far as I consider it negative to me, the best way I can handle her is to avoid her.
Okay.
Because I say from a personal perspective, but since it's not everything one will say. So I will rather avoid her.
Okay.
Because by avoiding her, I mean, you know, usually mother-in-law, good relationship, mother-in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law relationship. That, mommy, how are you today? This and that. I withdraw myself, not calling from time to time again.
Okay.
And whatever that comes from her through the daughter, I tried the best I could to solve the one I could not solve, the one that is above my capacity. I talk to the daughter. You know my capacity. I'm unable to do this.
Okay.
But basically, troublesome in-law to me, I avoid them.
All
Thank
right.
you and good
All
morning.
right. Thank you very much for calling in to say that. He had a lot to say. He spoke about how complex marriage can be, and it's not the same for everyone. And also for a question handling a troublesome in-law, he said avoidance, like just completely avoid the situation instead of fighting back or even trying to make peace at all. It's better to just avoid, because seeing it from his side, I think there are some people you even try to make peace with and do not want to. So before we go quickly, Clement, you are not dodging this one. How would you handle a troublesome in-law? We are back to you, and we're waiting on you to just tell us what you would do personally before we go.
If I should give my responses, you will also give your response.
No issue. I'll go after you.
All right, cool. So to me, I would rather come off as diplomatic, right? At the initial stage, we keep going. I'm trying my best to explain my own side of every issues, okay? Trying to help everybody understand and for everybody to be on the same page. But then, well, if it's not working, and typical human nature is coming to play, whereby you cede ground, they claim it, you cede ground, they claim it. Eventually, they'll push you to the wall, and there'll be no place else for you to withdraw to, right? Well, at that point, I'll just
Go on.
Yes, I'll just completely cut off from the person. I will not come down to the level where I have to get into a shouting match with anybody, right? The thing is, they just won't be hearing from me anymore.
All right. Okay. So for me, how I would handle a troublesome in-law, I'm a peaceful person, so it's basically peace at first, and I don't even have the mind to fight anybody. It's always run away from the problem for me. So I basically offer my own peace, and if it's not working, then I would have to stick to that cutting off to just avoid the whole situation, because guess what? You don't have to deal with that. And if your partner is unable to save you from that kind of messy situation, please, for me, he's not capable. So like, I'm leaving the whole situation. When he has fixed his mom or sister or whoever is bothering us, he can bring me back. Yeah. So it's Saturdays are for weddings, and we have been talking about troublesome in-laws, how you would handle a troublesome in-law. And at the end of the day, every family is different. Some in-laws become second parents, others become lessons in patience. So whether you choose peace or decide to stand your ground, the key is to protect your marriage and your sanity. So don't forget to remember, a happy home is built by wisdom, not war. Also coming up next at 1 p.m. is Speedy Kids. So stay tuned for that and more here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. It's been Saturdays are for weddings, and my name is Marysyntia Hangeior, together with...
And I am Clement Sampson.
AskingRadio.com app available on Android and iOS devices. Download now.